I set up a female dating profile on Hinge and texted guys for a week. Here's the things that I learned, and stay tuned till the end because I'll share some specific examples that you can implement into your texting to go on more dates literally this week. I set up a female dating profile, age 27, in the Bay Area for a week, and I got 400 likes overnight. After that, I just got thousands I couldn't even count. I matched super selectively with only a few guys who had the best profiles. And even then, 95% of their openers were trash. They were so bad. I only wanted to respond to 5% of them. Keep in mind, when you have so many matches, you respond very selectively because there's just too many options. Okay, so let's look at a couple of examples. Kyle here says, "Hey Amanda, how was your weekend?" This is just straight up boring, okay? This took zero thought to come up with. I have no reason to tell you about my weekend. We don't know each other at all. There's no reason for me to respond to this. And I've heard this as a girl 1,000 million times. Even as a guy, I've heard this 1,000 times, right? It does nothing to stand out against the grain. Immediate, ignore. I don't care how good your profile is. Like in this case, his profile was pretty good. I just ignored because there's somebody else who's more interesting to talk to. This guy said, "Please accept this as my formal application for your open dog dad position." Oof, supplicating frame. Oh my God, this is so common. Guys fall into this all the time of pleading, begging, "Please, I'll be your dog dad. Please like me. I also like these things that you like." I was like, I was just toying with him at this point. I said, haha, you can send a better opener. After that, he said, "What if I send you a stand-up set instead of an opener? Fair warning though, you laugh at least twice, you'll owe me your phone number." This is actually not a bad text. Okay, he does stand-up comedy, so he was gonna send me a video. And then he said, if you laugh, you'll have to owe me your phone number. That's actually pretty playful and challenging in the right frame, but this opener killed him. He died right there. A very premature death. For a very good profile. This guy had a very, very good profile. This one, okay. This came from an older dude. Very common as well. Older men tend to send very direct messages like this. "Hey Amanda, how are you doing? You must be a model." Super supplicating. Pick a choice: Italian, sushi, Korean barbecue, Brazilian steak. What day are you free so I can take you out to a fancy dinner restaurant? Supplicating, sugar daddy vibes. Like, you're doing way too much for a girl who doesn't even know you. This guy is completely just, "I'll take you anywhere. I'll take you to Dubai if you want. And I don't even know anything about you." Right? This guy has no choices with women, extreme scarcity, and older men tend to send these very long investment first messages that are not fun, not playful, not incentivizing to respond to. Immediate ignore. Okay, this guy says, "I love both." My prompt says, "You like dogs and quinoa." Again, supplicating. This is a little subtle because it's not, crazy like, "Please, I'll do anything for you. I'll take you to Dubai." But it is like, "Yeah, I like both of them. Like me, please." Right? It's supplicating. This is like 90% of where men go wrong in texting, is that they are in this supplicating frame instead of this playful push away frame. You should be in the frame of evaluating her. Amanda, I don't know if you're gonna pass this challenge, right? Instead, all of these guys are like, "Please, Amanda, please like me." No, you're gonna get disqualified every single time. So here's actually a good one, okay? The guy says, "Dogs, yes, quinoa, not so much." Thank God, finally a guy who isn't just like, "Yeah, I love dogs and quinoa. Can I be your dog dad?" Okay, he broke rapport, which made me want to respond. Breaking rapport is when you kind of challenge the girl, all right? Then I said, "Way to ruin the party." Now we have some flirt going on. Now we have some playfulness going on. He says, "I take the party to the next level. Don't worry, I have a good substitute for you." Oh, let's hear it, right? So now he's actually, the vibe you want in texting and flirting in general is the two kids, the boy and the girl on the playground. Like, he threw a rock at me, he touched me, he keeps annoying me, like, she did this to me, she broke my sandcastle, right? That's this playful back and forth that is flirtation, right? Not like, "Oh, please, can I please be your best friend? Can I please be your dog dad?" Here's another great one, right? He says, "Amanda, don't you dare, don't even think about it." Right? I have this photo of me throwing a snowball, right? I'll try to withhold, but no promises. What a great opener. It's custom. He put some thought into it. It's playful. It's challenging. It makes me want to respond. It's actually, this is somebody that I want to respond to and have a conversation with. And then he kind of kills himself. He says, haha, I have eyes on the back of my head. Where are you from originally? Yes, I'll be a great dad to your dog. Conclusions. The guy could have the best profile ever, but with a boring / generic opener, I was immediately turned off. There's just so many good profiles that anybody with a boring opener that has no zero thought is gone. Any break and rapport is super noticeable because every guy's trying to seek rapport. Seek rapport again is like, please, can I be your dog dad? I'd rather go out with a guy who's a little less attractive but fun to text with. Okay, personality really shows via the conversation. While he's texting me, I'm imagining what it would be like to spend 2 hours with, okay, this should say him. You know, when I'm texting a guy, I'm getting a vibe of his playfulness, his funness, and if I'm sitting next to him for 2 hours on a date, how am I gonna enjoy his company? Even if he has the best looking face and jawline and six packs, if all he's asking me is like, hey, how was your weekend? Hey, you know, what's your dog's name? I'm so turned off. Like, I do not want to spend 2 hours with him. Right? I'm talking from a girl's perspective right now. These are some things that you can incorporate literally to do the opposite of what all these guys are doing to start getting dates. Now, you know, I as the female don't want to be putting in any effort into leading the conversation or making something happen. You know, a lot of guys would go in circles and circles and circles or make it really hard for me to respond. I as the woman want to sit back and enjoy a fun conversation where I'm being led along. I don't want to be the one making it happen, okay? If the message is too hard to respond to, I simply won't, right? If the message is just like open-ended or it's like, how was your weekend? I'm like, what do I tell you about? I don't even know what to tell you about for my weekend. Most guys send messages the same way. So if you do the opposite, it's very easy to stand out. Like the market is completely going that way. If you're the one person going that way, boosh. You're the only one that these women are going to be responding to. And this is how my clients are having so much success, is that we have a dating or a texting structure that goes against the grain of 99% of the guys who are out there texting these women. So how can Asian men stand out? The first one is breaking rapport. Everybody's seeking rapport. Please, can I be your dog dad? I love quinoa. Trying to supplicate, trying to suck up to her, right? Instead, do it the opposite. Tease her, challenge her, disqualify her playfully, okay? So here's one example. Fitness girl, huh? Might have to challenge you to a gym competition. LMAO, good luck. I flip it on her. I said, haha, you'll need it, right? This is the start of playful banter, teasing, challenging. You know, had I been supplicating, I would have said like, oh, you're also into the gym? Like, I love the gym too. Would have shot myself in the foot. Okay. Really focus on writing good openers. This is how you get your foot in the door, and this is where 99% of guys get their heads chopped off. What's a good opener? It's custom, okay, to that person. It's breaking rapport. It's you know, the things that I talked about in the previous slide. It's low investment. It's not like a super long message that's like writing an essay to her, and it's also playful. It's fun to respond to. For example, this one, her bio says, you know, my simple pleasures, getting coffee and going to Trader Joe's to buy new snacks I don't need but also must have. Then I wrote Trader Joe's, where we wish Santa went shopping for our gifts, right? This is a custom opener. It's low investment and it's playful, okay? And she says, all I want for Christmas is Santa to do my grocery, right? This starts a playful string of banter that we can go off of and talk into, right? Talk about, hey, let's go, you know, imaginary first date at Trader Joe's where we shoplift everything and then we tell Santa to come with us, right? This can go in so many directions. This is a different conversation where she had a bio about Harry Potter or something. So I said, all right, you better tell me you've been to Harry Potter World. Again, it's custom, it's low investment, it's playful, and it's breaking rapport. It's challenging her. Like, you better tell me that you've been to Harry Potter World, or else like, you know, you can't say you're a Harry Potter fan, right? I'm not just agreeing with her. I'm not like, oh, I also love Harry Potter. Now, write messages that are easy to respond to. This includes topics that she cares about, closed questions instead of open-ended questions, and breaking rapport, right? So here's an example, right? I said, tell me more, name, do you travel, work out, love the outdoors? This is a closed-ended question because I tell her the 3 questions. Instead, I could have said something like, tell me more, like, what do you do on the weekends? Or what's something interesting about you, right? There would be so many things for her to talk about. It'd be like, oh my God, I don't know how to respond. Next. Instead, it's like, travel. Okay, yes, I'm going to Spain next month. Work out? Yes, I run. I did a rodeo, blah, blah, blah. Do you love the outdoors? Yes, I love hiking, blah, 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 blah. Right? It makes it so easy to answer the questions when they're specific. Again, breaking rapport, this one. Dogs, yes. Quinoa, not so much. You know, this is a great example of breaking rapport. When someone writes a message like that, you can't help but not respond. Like, you love quinoa, and they're like, no, quinoa sucks. You'd be like, no, of course quinoa's awesome, right? You almost feel the need to justify and get back at them in a way, but in a playful way. Okay. Write messages that are easy to respond to. Lead. This is something that I emphasize so much with my clients, is make something of the conversation. Don't go in circles. The whole point is to take the conversation to the phone number and the phone number to the date. If you're just going in circles, asking about each other's day or whatever the hell, it's defeating the whole point of the conversation. Okay. So here we were talking about like Europe and South America and stuff. But I kind of cut the conversation because it could have gone on forever. And instead I said, you know, what do you say to a quick phone call to feel out the vibes before a romantic date, right? I'm moving things forward. She says, sure, do you want to FaceTime later today? Can't today, but we'll plan a time. What's your number? Moving things off the app to the FaceTime, to the date. You don't want to be caught in this quicksand of like random conversation that some other guy's making moves and then he's taking her out while you're still just, you know, chit-chatting with her. And lastly, you know, how can you improve your texting? Have a good profile. What I noticed from this, you know, conversation or from this experiment, and what I already knew before but have now confirmed, is that, you know, if you have a good profile, it makes the texting so much easier, because a lot of the times it's less about what you say, more about who it comes from, right? If President Obama calls you, or I don't know, some really important person says, hey, I need 5 minutes with you, you're probably gonna respond to that phone call versus the random person trying to sell you a couch, like, hey, I have a deal for a couch, right? Having a good profile allows you to have wiggle room with your texting. Doesn't mean your texting can be bad, but it means that your chances of getting a response from the girl are much, much higher. So if you want to know how to do that, check out my video. We'll link it here. 3 keys to the ultimate Asian male dating profile. Check out that video to set up your profile the right way so that texting then becomes easy for you. And then you can use these examples that I showed you today to text the correct way. And if you want my personal help with texting so you can get on 2 to 3 dates per week starting next week, go ahead and book a call down below. We'll have a consultation call, talk through your situation, see if it's a good fit for you to be in my program. And if it is, we'll literally start getting you dates like on autopilot next week. Fix your texting, fix your profile. And if you're saying like, Alex, I'm not really sure, I don't know who you are, I don't know what you teach, go ahead and check out the main video on my profile where I outline literally my entire backstory, what I teach, my methodology, and how it's helped people. And from there, if you feel like applying to work with me, then you can go ahead and book a call. Otherwise, feel free to check out all the videos on my YouTube, learn as much as you can, and I'll see you in the next video.